am Caketinz, and we have reached that time of year again when I decide to try and show you my whole manga collection. Now last year, because it just went so long and I kept rambling, it ended up being a 10-part multi-saga collection tour video extravaganza. And honestly, this year's probably going to be much of the same, especially since my collection hasn't exactly gotten smaller over the last year at all. I think we've got somewhere over 7,000 volumes, we have somewhere well over 1,000 different series, and it's not the volume count that kills you, it's the series count that kills you. Originally my plan was to just try and do one crazy big video, but I think just for my own mental health I need to not do that. So it will be multi-parts, but same as last year, they will go up quite quickly. They won't go up like one a week, there'll be a few a week, and there's a cat. If you like cats, you're in luck, because this one would not stop getting in the way for a lot of the filming. So you'll see a lot of cats if you like cats. Isn't that right, Una? Thanks, Una. So yes, if we follow the same basis as last year, there is likely going to be more than 10 parts. I do think some of the parts are going to be a lot shorter than last year. Some of them will be about half an hour, some of them will be a bit longer, because again, I'm going to be filming them based on bookcase, and some bookcases don't have many series and some have a lot of series. I know. But they will go up fairly quickly, probably every few days between now and early New Year, I think, at this rate. I have other videos I filmed, such as my Christmas haul, and there's going to be a December haul, and there's going to be a Christmas shopping video, and other little videos I've been really wanting to film all year, and I've been waiting till I had some time off. Manga Room 3. Also going to do a house tour, so definitely subscribe if you're interested in seeing a house tour, because I think a lot of people are very interested in seeing the layout of my house, especially with everyone going, surely you must be nearly out of room, and I'll do this video and show you the house. So keep an eye out for that one, probably coming in the early new year. If you have any questions about the collection, do leave some comments down below. If there are enough or enough frequent questions, I might do a video unto itself about them and answer them all together after I've finished posting all of these videos. As always, remember to like and subscribe and check out my channel memberships for early access, because all the members are probably going to get a lot of this collection tour in quite quick succession. But you'll also get early access to all the other videos that I have been filming over Christmas. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Off we go. Time to begin. Ignore all that, I'm still putting a bunch of stuff away. Right, up the stepladder. Somehow. Ow. At least John and Thorin are watching over me. If you hear any squeaks, it's the stepladder, I swear. If nothing's really changed about the series, I'm probably not going to talk too much about it, so bear with me. If I do sort of skim over a series, feel free to check out last year's collection top. Let's, again, just get to it. So first off, we have Dot Hack GU Plus 1 and 2. I think there are missing volumes, but they're hard to find out of print. Dot Hack Legend of Twilight 1 to 3, and that is complete short series. Dot Hack XXX1, another one that's very hard to find out of print. 2.5 Dimensional Seduction 1 to 6, and I am behind on that. I think 8 or 9 is out now. I do enjoy the series, I have read more. I actually quite enjoyed reading them all a bunch together. I think I've read up to volume 4. Volume 3 or 4 actually made me cry a little. It was really, really quite lovely, which you wouldn't expect from a series like this, the way it sounds, but actually a remarkably wholesome, smutty series. But not quite smutty in like that kind of way, they just wear skimpy outfits. 4 Town for Real, and I believe this is a one-shot. I haven't read it yet. I did watch Turning Red a few months ago and quite enjoyed it. I love red pandas. In hindsight, I probably could have grouped this with my Disney manga. I might move it actually, but I haven't decided yet. We'll wait till we get to the Disney. 5 Seconds Before a Witch Falls in Love, and this is a GL one-shot, though it actually has like, it's not just one story throughout, there's a couple of different stories, and they were quite nice, but they were just so short, especially since it split 2 stories across one very thin volume. As we have 07 Goes 1, 2, and 5 to 16, I am missing 3, 4, and I think 17 until that is complete. Most of these I got from Traveling Man, I want to say, or secondhand. I haven't started reading it yet. Seventh Gun 1 to 8. I think this is on hiatus, so I'm up to date with what is out. Haven't started reading it yet though. Pretty much got them all secondhand, I want to say. Seventh Time Loop 1 to 3. Really enjoy this series. It is a Back in Time, not an isekai, but very much still enjoyed that. I think Back in Time, it has such similar vibes to some of the things I love about isekai. I kind of still sort of in my head count them almost close enough. Enjoy this. Volume 4 is out, but it's not cheap enough for me to pick up yet. Next we have 7 Fate Shako Volume 1, which was wonderfully gifted to me from Yen Press. I think of the K-pop crossover manhwas that I've read, this has been my least favourite. I just got a bit confused. As someone who knowledge of BTS is limited, is probably the polite way of putting it. I feel like there were points in the volume where they were like trying to do a big dramatic look who this is, and I was like, I don't know who that is. I feel like there was just a lot of, because there's already an established group of people from the band that are characters in this series. A whole chunk of this volume was trying to introduce lots of characters really rapidly, and I just got a bit confused, to be honest. I didn't really understand what was happening. I'm hoping it'll get better the further in I get, but if you're a BTS fan, you might be completely into it as is because, like, you're a fan of the band and everything, but for me, just a bit confused. I love how shiny it is and, like, glossy. 15 minutes before we date, I am literally actually halfway through this volume. I've just put it on the shelf for this to film it. I was halfway through it this morning. So far, this is once again another volume sent to me by Yen Press. It's been a wonderful year for free manga. The art style on this I think is quite neat. It's quite dark lines. It reminds me a little bit of like Sheepy Witch Romy. Basically two childhood friends, everyone assumes they're dating but they aren't, and then they kind of, at the beginning of the volume, they're like, well, shall we try it at least? And they're a bit like awkward about it, but it's kind of cute so far, and every chapter is just like a new thing they're trying to do as a couple. But like only a day or two has passed so far since they decided to actually start dating. Quite cute. Not a fast, it's quite a quick read though. Okay, next we have 20th Century Boys 1 to 11 and 21st Century Boys. That is complete. I haven't started reading it yet though. I have been umming about reading more Urasawa because the only one I have read so far is Asadora. I know Ben wants to read this because he has also read Pluto and I think another one that I haven't read, and he really has enjoyed all of them, so he's keen to read a whole bunch of these. Also not actually like on my shelf, I still don't know what to do with it. If you've seen some of my haul videos, this is a misprint I got in the post, a second-hand one. I did order Springtime by the Window, but when you open it, you get Way the House Husband, and it is just Way the House Husband Volume 1. Yeah. So I kept it because like it's so weird, such a weird different publisher, one volume and small print volume onto a large print format, and it's weird. But I don't know where to put it, so it's just sort of sat there and has been. Is we have the 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You 1 to 4, and I am definitely behind on this one as well. This is on like again 8 or 9. I do kind of associate this with 2.5 Dimensional Seduction, mostly just because I actually picked them up about the same time, and they're both kind of like slightly more lewd rom-coms, I guess. This guy ends up with like 100 girlfriends and he's just sort of slowly accumulated them. It is actually kind of a wholesome, cute series, but if you're not a fan of horror, you won't be a fan of this. But it is fun-ish, I guess. So we have AI Love You 1, 3, 6, 7, and 8. I have gained a few more this year. I think the 8 is the last volume, so I just need 4 and 5, maybe. I do see them pop up secondhand a bunch, so I don't think it'll be hard for me to find them. This is the same manga artist as Love Hina, and I decided to pick it up because I read Love Hina and enjoyed it when I was younger, and kept seeing this advertised in the back of those volumes, so I was like, I want to try it one day. Just need to get the rest of them though. Next we have the Abandoned Empress 1 to 6, so I think this is up to date, but unless 7 is out. I do vaguely enjoy this. A lot of people keep telling me the ending isn't to everyone's tastes, and someone did actually spoil the ending for me when I was like, I quite enjoy it, and they were like, well, you shouldn't because of this, and I'm like, There was no need for that, was there? I have enjoyed it so far. I think the covers are super pretty, especially with that, like, look at that. Oh, I've forgotten what the word is. Hollow? Is that the right word? It's another, like, I was going to say it's not an isekai, but there is kind of an isekai element in that. Not the main character is isekai, but another character is isekai into our main character's world, and she goes back in time. So we've got a back in time and an isekai. It's a bonus. I don't know if you can see, but my cat is just, she's crying at me and then has just sort of thrown herself across me. So, let's see how long she stays. It's actually quite warm. And she's purring. Right. Let's see what I can do. Right, next in there we have Absolute 014. That is complete. I haven't finished reading it yet though. It wasn't that amazing. Next we have Axel World. I want to say, without not having a free cat has decided she wants... Nope, she's staying. Next we have Axel World, and I want to say 1, 2, 3, and 5. She doesn't really fit. She's been a bit needy. Yuna, you do not fit. You're too big. Excuse me. Yuna. You're gonna fall, you silly cat. Can you... If you play with the link, like, no. There. You don't fit, cat. Well, Unigo's a bit weird. Axel World 1, 2, 3, and 5. Obviously, I'm missing volume 4. I don't know how many volumes there are after 5. I don't think it's completed that. I have started getting Ben the Light Novel. I haven't started reading the manga yet though. Accomplishments of a Duke's Daughter 1 to 5 and 7. Accomplishments of a Duke's Daughter 1 to 5 and 7. Really enjoy this isekai. It's like a less romancy villainess. So like one that I tend to recommend to people if they want to try villainess but they're not like big on romance. This one's a good one to try, and it has a light novel. Next we have Act Age Volume 1. That is unfortunately going to be the only volume I have because it was cancelled due to the writer being a terrible person. Not the artist, the writer. After Hours is a 3-volume GL, which I have not yet read. After School Bitchcraft, complete at 3 volumes. I didn't think it was very great. I can barely remember a thing about it. Something about witchcraft, some limit. After the Rain Volume 1, I picked this up second-hand this year. Actually, I've gotten a lot of stuff second-hand this year. I have not yet read it. It's complete at 5. After We Gaze at the Starry Sky, Volume 1. This was given to me by Liddy Moon, because she wasn't that keen on it, so that bodes well, but I really wanted it because it had, like, starry in the name, and I just adore anything that has astronomy. Next we have Air Gear 1 and 4. I have very much abandoned trying to pick this series up for now. It's out of print, and I'm not paying crazy prices, and it's like got 30 plus volumes. Next we have RJ 117, and that is complete. I have only read the first few though. Did quite enjoy it. It's quite a dark series. Next we have Akame ga Kill 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 12, and 14. I did start to pick this up this year. They're all secondhand volumes. I want to say, is 14 the last one? No, I think there's more after that. I'm not sure how many, but it's like in the teens, and there's a few spin-offs as well. Next we have Akane Banashi 1 and 2. I kind of like how the gradient is swapping on these spines. That'd be neat if that continues. This is a new Viz series from this year. I think it's okay. I think there's been a lot of hype around the series, which I think ended up being a negative for me, as in I have not enjoyed it, I think, as much as the hype built it up to be, which has let it down for me. That makes sense. I think just I've not enjoyed reading this kind of comedy. I think I'd enjoy it more if I watched it in person. I was talking to Ben about this, and he said it's interesting because like this kind of comedy, Rakugo is kind of like the sort of TikToks you see a lot of nowadays, where people like telling stories and they play multiple parts, like customer service and customer, and they'll just do it from like, they'll face different ways and stuff, which is basically this kind of thing. And I don't find like that is weird, so I wonder if it's just I don't feel like I get it as well in writing as I do like watching it. So it'd be interesting to actually see some in person, I think. Next we have Akashic Records of a Bastard Instructor 2 to 9, 11, 12, 14, 15. I believe this is complete at 16 volumes. I'm still missing a few, obviously. 1, 10, 16. Ow. Most of these have been on sale or second-hand. Yeah, the $6.99 isn't that great compared to some of the other prices, but I'm still way off. Akuma no Riddle 1 to 5, and this is now a complete series. I only got volume 1 rather recently from World of Books. I believe it is a GL, and as you can see, some of them were really, really cheap. As we have The Alchemist Who Survives Now Dreams of a Quiet City Life 1 and 2. Unfortunately, this was cancelled at 2 volumes, but there is a light novel if you're interested in more story. It's about an alchemist who, there's a war or something, a battle, and she puts herself to sleep and wakes up hundreds of years later, or 100 years. She wakes up many years later and is like just trying to now survive and have a nice calm life. Next we have Alice 1917. That is complete. I haven't finished reading it yet though. This is out of print, but I see it pop up a lot secondhand. Alice in Zoriko 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Missing volume 2. Again, a bunch for $1.99. I can't remember if I got any volumes of this year. I haven't started reading it yet because I'm missing so early volume, but mostly sale secondhand. Alice in Bishuanland 1 and 2. Such a weird isekai where she's isekai'd into a mobile game. And like it is very much, it plays on mobile game stuff like gacha and things like that. Very weird, very great. Would recommend it. It's only 2 volumes. Just make sure you pick it up cheap or secondhand. But be prepared. Like, I'm not saying it's great or amazing in like an actual good way. It's great in like a bad way, if that makes any sense. As we have Alice in Kyoto Forest. I think this is also complete at 2 volumes. I have not read my volume 2. I thought volume 1 was okay. It was definitely trying to, it's like a Alice in Wonderland kind of deal, a Rooney-ish, but set in Japan. I was not like blown away, it was fine, which is one of the reasons I've not yet read my volume 2. Next row, we have Alice in Borderland 1 to 7. We are super close to this series being complete. There's only going to be 2 more Omnis. I do like the mural across all the spines. I have been enjoying the series, even though it probably does verge a bit more on horror, I guess, and I'm not big on horror. I really like the games and the rules and seeing how the games play out. Definitely a good read. Next we have the Alice in the Country of series. Now last year I think I was talking about how horrific it was to find these volumes. I didn't have many and I never expected to be able to find that many more. And I genuinely think I'm at a point where I'm only missing like 3 or 4 volumes before I have them all. It's crazy. So all of these are pretty much all come off World of Books apart from the odd few. They just randomly would pop up like one every couple of months and I just grab it. These 2 I got for 99p off a strange random website. I do have a video where I think I unboxed it. And then yeah, the rest of these are pretty much mostly from World of Books. One of these was like randomly off Amazon and one of these was kindly given to me when we did the Dudettes meetup. And so that one's complete. Actually, let me go through them. So we've got Alice in the Country of Hearts 1 to 3 Omnis, and this is like the base series. Alice in the Country of Hearts, Frantic Rabbit 1 and 2, also published by Yen Press. Everything else is 7 Seas. Hearts, Clockmaker's Story, Mad Hatter's Late Night Tea Party 1 and 2, and that's just 2 volumes. Love Labyrinth of Thorns 1 volume, Toy Box 1 volume, Cheshire Cat Waltz 1, 3, 5 and 6. I am missing 4. And I can't remember if there's a 7. Ace of Hearts, Bloody Twins, Knight's Lodge 1 and 2, Lizard Aid, March Hare's Revolution, Nightmare Trilogy 1 to 3, and Circus and Liars Games 3. I've still not started reading any of this because, I mean, I know people have told me the way you can read it, which is basically read this and then read like the country together. It doesn't really matter the order that you read them, just read them together. I'm still a bit scared, but I can't believe how much I've managed to gather secondhand just after going, I don't know if I'll be able to ever find them all. Here they are. Well, never mind. Next we have Alice in Murderland 1, 3, 6, 7, 9 and 10. All of these have been either like, I think either secondhand or I found them in like sale bins and stuff. I think it's complete at 11, 12 volumes-ish, so I'm all about halfway, I think. This is a hard series to find. They're actually hardcover, which surprises me. The earlier volumes are the hard, like 2, 4, and 5 are the ones that I don't see around that often. But I'll just see what I can do. Slowly over time, I'm in no rush. I have plenty to read. Then we have All You Need Is to Kill Omni, which Ben has read, Ben enjoys. Next we have a dinky volume in here, if you can even see it. Alpi the Soul Sender, Volume 1, and this is a volume by Titan Manga. They started to release a few more this year, and this is one of them. I think I got it for like £5 or something, because I had it on pre-order on Forbidden Planet. Next we have Am I Actually the Strongest, Volume 1. I think this is actually an isekai, not yet read it, don't have high expectations for it though. Next we have Amongst Us, Volume 1, and it was a little pricey. Look at that, that's so upsetting. I did mostly pick it up for the memes. I believe it is a GL, but mostly I picked it up for Amongst Us. I believe it's also full colour. Next we have Amy's Big Brother, and I think this is a one-shot, but there might be other volumes to do with the same characters. This is another full colour. This was also sent to me by Yen Press. I actually wasn't much of a fan. I found it really quite awkward to read. It's about a romance between like these two, and this is Amy and this is her big brother, and it was just I don't know how old they are. I can't remember how old they say they are, but they're like mid-teen romance. And it feels so cringe and like flashbacks to my time in secondary school, which I really didn't need. I really did not need. So yeah, one where I don't think it's necessarily bad, just not really my kind of thing. Then we have An Incurable Case of Love 1-7, that is complete. Then we have An Older Guy's VR First Love, and this is a one-shot. I actually didn't like it that much because it made me rather sad, and I felt a bit bad about myself. Well, not about myself, just in myself. It wasn't like the jolliest of reads, but it's about a guy who doesn't really have many friends or has found love, and then he plays all these VR games and meets someone on the VR, and that's how it continues. But it's, yeah, I got really sad reading it. Not my kind of thing, maybe other people's though. Ancient Magus Bride 1-6, 14, 16, 17, and also First Supplement and Wizard's Blue 6. At the moment, I'm pretty much just picking them up when I see them secondhand or on sale, because there's quite a few volumes. I think it's on like 19 or something volumes. They're just a bit pricey and there's a lot of them, and I'm collecting so much other stuff anyway. But I think I've gotten these last 3 in like daily deals or randomly when I need to make a 3 for 2 or something. This one I got in the sale section in London, yeah, for $4.99, so I'll just probably slowly pick this up, especially since there's a few other spin-offs nowadays. Next we have Animal Crossing New Horizons 1-4. I think 5 might be out, so I'm behind. This is a fun read. It's just like video game manga. If you've read any of the others, like Kirby or Mario, it's a very similar sort of humour. I think these aren't necessarily worth the price because they're still like regular Viz volume price, even though they're like magazine size. So I would say maybe even in a 3 for 2, that's too much. Trying like secondhand or deals. So we have Animeta 1-5. This has been on my watch try list for a long time, and then all 5 volumes were in stock on Sci-Fi, so I just nabbed them. It is complete at 5 volumes. I'm really looking forward to getting to that. Next we have Anonymous Noise 1-7 and 8-18. So that is a complete series. It's quite a long series, isn't it? I've been looking for volume 10 for the longest while, and then I found it on sale in Forbidden Planet Manchester for $3.99. I wasn't fully sold with volume 1 because I think, I mean, music manga in itself, music books in themselves are just a bit harder to take in because obviously you can't hear the music. And there was some there were some dramatic moments that weren't my kind of drama, but maybe I like the rainbow, okay? Being honest, I like the rainbow. And next we have Ahara Ride 113. That is complete. Then we have Apple Sims 1-9. Is this complete? I'm not sure, but this is a Ben series. Ben has read it. Ben did like it, but found it hard to read because a lot of the lines inside are really, really like faint. And it just made it hard to like see what was going on sometimes. Okay, next we need to move this. These are my non-sci-fi bookmarks. That is the sci-fi bookmarks, and that isn't all of them. There is more, but I have a lot of them. Now they're just stored there. Next we have Apothecary Diaries 1 to 9. I know 10 that has just come out or is very newly out. I think I'm a volume behind. Apothecary Diaries is great. The anime's just come out. We watched some of the anime in the Discord server. We're going to do some more watch parties in the new year. Definitely join and check it out if you're interested. It's a great series. Everyone I know who reads it loves it, including like IRL friends who read manga. I know that they love the series as well. Next we have Appleseed Alpha, and I think that is just a one-shot, and that's another one of Ben's manga volumes. Next, right down there, we have Apparently Disillusioned Adventurers Will Save the World Volume 1. It's plastic wrapped, and I don't know why yet. Then we have Apple Black 1 and 2, and I really want to try and get some more stuff from this publisher, Rockport, I think. This volume 2, I got on sale, but I can't pull it out to see the sale price. I have kind of done some stuffing of manga because I haven't put any manga away since June, so I've been frantically trying to put manga away at the same time to be able to film this. So things are a bit cramped to get all the other stuff in, basically. Next we have Are You Alice 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got a big chunk of this last year, I think, as you can see, for $1.99, and then I've started to acquire other volumes when I see them on sale. I'm really aiming to try and get them a similar price to this one, and so far I pretty much have. I think these two are like £2 something each, so a bit above, but not bad. Next we have Arakawa and Other Bridge Volume 5, and I picked this up super recently in Forbidden Planet Leads, $3.99. I do love these dinky vertical volumes, and I want to get more of these series, but they're normally quite expensive, so I hold off. So I was happy to see it on sale. As we have Arifureta with the main series 1 to 4, 7 and 8, 0, 1 to 3 and 7, and I Heart Isekai 2, 3 and 4. I have read, I think, the first few of this series. It's one of Ben's favourite light novels, and he loves it. I've gotten him 0 as well, and I don't think there's a light novel for I Heart Isekai. I see these pop up in sale sections all the time. Forbidden Planet London sale section, Blackwell sale section, Forbidden Planet Online sale section, secondhand. So if you're interested in the series, you don't need to pay retail or even through price for it. You'll find it cheap. I promise you'll find it cheap. I think some of these were also in that one was HMV. I think some of these were also in Travelling Man's Warehouse sale stuff. Next we have Orisa 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 10 and 12. I started to pick some of these volumes up, might have been a year ago, and I've started to try and get more when I see them secondhand. I believe it's an out of print series, but I'm not too sure, so don't quote me on that. I think 12 might be the last volume. Yep, last volume, so I'm already over halfway through, which is nice. And Yuna's come here. Cats come to help. Isn't that right, Yuna? You're just gonna lick your bum. Look at her helping. How is that helping, cat? That's my knee. There's going to be a lot of cat interruptions. Right, next we have Arpeggio of Blue Steel 1 and 17. I picked up 17 because it was so cheap on Blackwell's, and feel like I made a horrific mistake because there's so many volumes and it's so hard to find. And then I swapped with Mainly Manga on Instagram for volume 1, so at least I can give the series a beginning go, I guess. I don't see volumes anywhere though, so I'm pretty much assuming it'll be a miracle if I manage to gain more. Next we have Asadora 1 to 7, that is up to date. I do enjoy Asadora, but still sometimes I'm like, I don't really know what's happening. But it's still a fun read, and I love these bright block colour spines. Then we have, as a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skill to rise in the world, 1 to 5. I thought I had 6. I'll have to check. I haven't started reading it yet though, but I assume Isekai. Right, in here we have Ascendance of a Bookworm, Part 1, 1 to 7, and Part 2, 1 to 7, also 1 to 7. Ascendance of a Bookworm is an excellent isekai, and I recommend it to anyone and everyone, especially people who are like, I don't like isekai because of insert generic isekai reasons. I think Bookworm's such a good one to try if you're not keen on those. It has been a while since we actually had a volume. In my experience, there seem to be like big gaps between manga volumes. There's a lot of light novels as well. I don't like that it's in parts. It's such a pain for my spreadsheet. And I know they look really, really, really thin, but they are actually quite dense, so you do tend to get more in there than you think you do. Hiding on top up there, if we can get to it, we have Associate Professor Akira. Oh gosh, Associate Professor Akira Takasuki's Conjecture, Volume 1. Yay, I got there. I've not read it yet. You read it yet though, so I can't tell you anymore. Next we have Assassination Classroom 1 to 21. That is a complete series. You see I've got a little crocheted octopus to sit with it. My sister made me this. In fact, she's made me another one. I can't remember where I put it. It'll be on a later shelf. If you think my sister should make some more anime manga themed crochet stuff, let me know in the comments so I can like use it to badger her, and then she'll get mad at me. Right, next we have over here, we have a bunch of Assassin's Creed. We have Assassin's Creed Blade of Shaoyong 1 to 4, that's complete. Assassin's Creed Dynasty 1 to 3, that is not up to date. And Assassin's Creed Awakening 1 and 2, that is complete. So Awakening is based on Black Flag, Dynasty and Blade of Shaoyong I don't think are based on a particular Assassin's Creed. I don't think. Dynasty is quite pricey, so I haven't picked a volume up in a while, so volume 4 is definitely out. It's a big Tokyo Pop, and Tokyo Pop are expensive on a good day. And Awakening is published by Titan, which is neat because they don't do much. Blade of Shaoyong was okay. I think you need all 4 read back to back to not get too confused. And I feel like it kind of just ended. I don't feel like there was an ending, it just ended. Oh, and there's Valhalla, Blood Brothers, which is based on the Valhalla game. It was like a prequel story to explain how some of the characters ended up in England, which is kind of neat. Next we have Assorted Entanglements 1 to 3. I'm not sure if that's up to date. I've managed to get them pretty much all on sale or secondhand apart from Volume 1, which I did pick up in store. I believe it's a GL. Can you hear her purring? She's going crazy. She's been very cuddly. Okay, next I have Asterix War 3 and 4. I picked those up in Travelman Warehouse. They're the only 2 I have. I think that is complete of 5 in the manga, but the light novel is much further ongoing. Next we have Astro Lost in Space 1 to 5. That's complete. Absolutely love the series. I think it's one of the few short series that I think actually works really well as a short series. I'm very, very picky. It's one of my go-to recommendations for manga in general as well, because it's short and sweet and really good. Next we have Asumi-chan is interested in lesbian brothels 1 to 3. I have not read volume 3, but I actually really like it. It's a really surprisingly wholesome series considering the topic, and also it's a plastic wrap series. It's basically she's trying to find a childhood love, and she knows that she works in a brothel and that's it. So she's kind of just making around brothels to try and find her. It's much more cute in practice than I'm describing it. At 30 I realised I had no gender. It's a one-shot. I have not yet read it, by Tokyo Pop. Then we have Atom, the beginning 1 to 4. Very behind on this. Very, very behind. There's definitely a few more out now. Then we have Attack on Titan 1 to 3. And... Cat. Oh, don't rub against the phone! And then 27th, 34th Attack on Titan, so that is complete, the main series. And Attack on Titan Before the Fall 1 to 9, 11, 15 and 17. Slowly picking it up. I mostly find them secondhand, just really randomly nowadays. I get like a volume every 6 months or so. Not missing many more until it's complete, 17 is the final volume. Then we have Junior High 1 to 4. This is a much harder series to find. You can see one of them has a library sticker on it. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head how many volumes there are. I want to say... Nope, I'm not going to guess. I can't remember. But it is much harder to find and more expensive, so again, just biding my time. Then we have Attack on Titan No Regrets 1 and 2, and Attack on Titan Lost Girls 1 and 2, both of those complete. I picked up Lost Girls this year. Volume 1 I managed to find secondhand, Volume 2 I found in the Travelling Man warehouse sale. I completely didn't realise I didn't have them until I saw it in Travelling Man warehouse and checked my spreadsheet and I was like, oh, I don't have it. And then we have Spoof on Titan Volume 1. This is a series I had wanted to pick up a while back, but like its RRP is really similar to the other ones and it's so thin, so I just held off. Next we have Avant-Garde Yumiko, which is a one-shot. I did not enjoy this. I was excited because I thought it was going to be really smarty. It was plastic wrapped and there is lots of male genitals all over the cover and I thought it sounds like it's going to be fun. Instead, I found it rather uncomfortable to read and I did not like the interactions between the two characters at all, in the slightest. I know a lot of people really liked it and a lot of people liked it because it's this mangaka. No, not for me. Next we have Ayakashi Triangle 1 to 3. I have not yet started reading this. I got 2 and 3 second-hand this year. I've had Volume 1 for a while. Want to try and read Volume 1 at least before the end of the year if I can. Next we have a Yashimon 1 to 3, and that is a complete series. It's the same manga as Hell's Paradise. I really like the premise of Volume 1, and I'm kind of bummed that it's only 3 volumes. I think it got cancelled, because I don't know if this is a controversial opinion or not, but so far I've been enjoying it more than I enjoyed Hell's Paradise at this point. It took me ages to get to Hell's Paradise, so it's a shame when I found out it was only 3 volumes. You know, once pets are climbed up, but like fell halfway down, so it was like a moment of me jumping down the ladder to catch her before she fell. Oh, you such a dumb cat. You are not graceful enough to climb up this ladder. And she's also scratched up my foot. Just don't move and wait until I come down. Next we have Baccano 1 to 3, and that is complete. Not a massive fan of the manga. It just felt way too rushed considering the light novel's much longer and there's an anime. It felt like they were trying to just get too much story in and then just stopped. Rather pretty. I really like the blue of Volume 2. It's gorgeous, but I would probably recommend don't do the manga, do light novel or anime. Backstabbed in a Backwater Dungeon. That is not the full title. Let me get a volume to tell the full title without my cat falling. Backstabbed in a Backwater Dungeon. My trusted companions tried to kill me, but thanks to the gift of unlimited gacha, I got level 999 friends, and I'm out for revenge on my former party members and get them killed or something. 3 volumes, up to date, though Volume 4 might just be out. I rather like it. It's not an isekai, the title that long. Not an isekai, it's just a fantasy. It's very, very, very dumb. And I absolutely love it. Though I got a bit bored in Volume 2 because basically you can use this gacha and he gets really good pulls if he uses it in like high concentrations of mana places, which and in Volume 2 he goes somewhere where the concentration isn't as high, so he can't use his dumb abilities. And I just missed it, kinda, basically. Next we have Azumanga Daioh 1 to 4, that is complete. I haven't yet read. Bad Boys Happy Home 1 to 3 complete. Did kind of enjoy it until the end, when it got really weird and it felt like there was sort of a weird fever dream happening in the second half of the last volume. Very, very bizarre. A friend of mine also read it and like we had the exact same opinion. I was like, what did you think about this bit? She was like, it was a bit weird. Especially with like everything else that happened. I was like, yeah. As we have Bakemonogatari 1 to 15. I had been staying up to date with this. I am now behind. At least 19 or 20 of this is out. I have enjoyed what I've read. I like that it's rainbow spines. I don't like that we kind of got some really dull colours between 10 and 13. But still, it looks like it gets more vibrant again. Oh, there's the little other octopus. There it is. Next we have Bakuman 1 to 20. That is complete. Do enjoy the series. I understand there are problems with it though. Then we have Banana Fish 1 to 19, and I've managed to complete this now. Considering I only started picking it up about a year ago, it's crazy to think I'm now complete. It had been such a hard to find series, it had been out of print, and now here we are. And I've paid not crazy prices for any of them. They'll have been 3 for 2 or cheaper. or cheaper is the important bit. Then we have Banished from the Heroes Party. I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside, 1 to 4. I am behind on that. It isn't the most amazing of series, it's fine. So I've just not really rushed into picking up more. A guy who was on like the Heroes team is, oh, I've dropped his balloon. Who was on the Heroes team is like kicked out and he goes to live in the countryside, and the busty girl from the party decides to join him. And I've not read far enough to see if anything else happens, that's mostly been it. There's a light novel as well. Next we have Barbarities, volume 1. I believe this is like a historical BL. It's very like heavy, very chunky. I think it is complete and not very many volumes. I want to say low single digits, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Next we have Beastars 1 to 19 and 20 to 22, which is a series complete. I have not yet started reading it though. Then we have Beast Complex 1 and 2. There is a 3rd volume. I think that's also complete. I'm not going to read this until I've read that though. I think it's the same universe. I don't know if it's the same characters. As we have Beast of Abigail 1 to 4, and that's series complete. I have not yet read it. Same manga artist as Kaijigo Caramelized, and I absolutely adore the art style, which was why I decided to pick this up. Then we have Beauty and the Beast of Paradise Lost 1, 3, 4, 5. It's complete at 5 volumes, so I just need to get my volume 2. Why do we go from one colour to just all white? One of my biggest pet peeves about spines. Next we have Beauty and the Feast 1 to 6, and I am also behind on this because I think like volume 10 of this is out. It's a very pricey series because it's Square Enix. I also felt it was quite dubious. I know a lot of people say it's cute and all, but there's quite a large age gap between the two of them, and one of them is still in high school. I don't know. I think it depends how it plays out on how I feel. Next we have The Beginning After the End 1 to 3. I do think volume 4 is now out. This is a manhwa by Yen Press. I haven't started reading it. I got both my volume 1 and 2 secondhand, and then volume 3 in Sci-Fi Daily Deals. As we have Behind the Scenes 1 to 7, that is complete. I haven't finished reading it. I've only read the first few. Same manga artist as Uran High School Host Club. Quite fun, quite interesting. Volume 1 was a lot to take in. It was a bit like speed running, introducing characters. I hope it slows down later on. Then we have Berserk 1 to 12, 13 to 28, and some more sci-fi bookmarks. And then 29 to 41, and that is up to date for now, but I am not up to date with reading this. And then finally on this shelf we have Berserk of Gluttony 1 to 5, and I very much doubt that that is up to date nowadays. I enjoy this. It's a fantasy, not an isekai. Has some vague similar themes to That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, where he can absorb abilities of other people. I quite enjoyed it. It's more, it's more, oh my gosh, more boobage than Reincarnated as a Slime, if you can believe that. Oh, now you run away. Thank you so much for watching part 1 of the manga collection tour. There are many more parts for you to enjoy. Do not worry. So be sure to like and subscribe so you are alerted when the rest of them are posted. Also check out my channel memberships for early access to all of the videos that I post. And also remember to join the Dudet Discord server. We are on the road to 1,000 members. I hope you're enjoying this little clip of the cats. I'm going to close each of the parts with a little cute cat clip thing. And I will see you in part 2. Bye!